Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel where we talk about opportunities. Today we are diving deep into one of the most prestigious opportunities available for international students, the University of Twente Scholarship, also known as UTS. Welcome to our Opportunity Hub. On this channel, we talk about opportunities in education, scholarships, and personal growth. Don't forget to subscribe. So if you're someone who is highly motivated from outside the European Union or the European Economic Area and you are dreaming of studying in the Netherlands, this video is for you. This scholarship might just be your golden ticket to your desired dream. So come with me as we discuss more in detail about the UTS scholarship. So what exactly is the University of Twente Scholarship? So UTS is a scholarship designed for excellent students from the non-EU or EEA countries who are applying for a master's program at the University of Twente. So if you have applied or you are applying for a master program at the university, you are eligible for the scholarship. It is not just about the financial support that the scholarship offers, it is also about the recognition of the University of Twente. So winning the scholarship means you are considered among the top 5 to 10% of graduates from your home university. And on top of that, UTS scholars get the exclusive opportunity to take part in one of these prestigious honors program at the University of Twente. The research honors, the design honors, or the change leaders honors are available for you to study at the University of Twente. So you're not just studying, you are setting yourself apart as one of the most promising future leaders of tomorrow. So now let's talk about the scholarship value of the University of Twente Scholarship. Let's talk about money. The University of Twente Scholarship ranges between 3,000 euros to 22,000 euros for 1 year. So that means depending on the program that you're doing, you can be awarded from 3,000 to 22,000 euros. But here is the important part of the scholarship. It is meant to compensate for study-related costs. That means the university doesn't directly pay your tuition or living expenses. Instead, the funds are transferred to you and how you decide to spend them, whether that's for your tuition, that's for your housing, that's for your books or other costs, depends on you. And if you're applying for a 2-year master's program, you can actually be covered. Do not worry. You can receive the same amount again in your second year. That means if your master's is 1 year, they give you 1 year amount. If your master's is 2 year, they give you a 2-year amount. However, there is a condition with this scholarship. You will need to maintain strong academic performance with at least an average of grade of 7 out of 10 and completing at least 50% of the European credits by the end of your first year, third quartile. That means that you have to, if your master's is a 120 credit, you need to have completed 60 credits in the first year. Now, here is something that is extra exciting. If you're applying for the 2026 intake, there is also a chance to be considered for the Kipaji Scholarship, which is a package together with the University of Twente Scholarship. This is an additional award offered by the scholarship and offered only to the UTS recipients. So if you're interested, make sure that you indicate that in your motivation letter when you're applying. Although the Kipaji has its own requirements, you can also indicate it in your motivation letter. And you also need to definitely read up on it before applying. But here the key takeaway is that UTS can actually open the door to even more funding opportunities. Now let's talk about the most important thing about scholarship applications, eligibility criteria. So who can apply for the University of Twente Scholarship? Here are the main requirements. You must be a student from a European Union or European Economic Area country, you must have received a provisional admission letter to one of the qualifying master programs at the University of Twente. That means that you have to do the admission process separately, and then for you to be eligible to apply for this scholarship, you have to provide your admission letter. You must also have a valid student number. That means after the admissions, you have to go through the process of getting your student number, and you cannot be someone who has previously graduated from the University of Twente undergraduate program. The other important thing is that you must meet the English language requirements. You should also have an IELTS score of 6.5 overall for speaking, 6.0 for listening, and then you should also have a TOEFL certificate if you don't have the IELTS certificate. And then you must also be among the top 5 to 10% of your graduating class. Make sure that you have good grades. Now, keep in mind, the University of Twente Scholarship is not available for students already in the EU or the European Economic Area. It's also not available for Dutch students, and then it's not available for pre-master from the Geoinformation Science and Earth Observation, and students who pay statutory tuition fees are also not eligible. So before you apply for this one, please check the eligibility criteria. Please check that you're not violating any of the criteria that they have given. Now let's talk about the application deadlines, the timeline. The University of Twente Scholarship application has 2 rounds. The round 1 opens on 15 October 2025 and closes on 1 February 2026. So that means you have a lot of time to work on your application and bring out anything that they need. And then round 2 opens next year, February 2026, and closes on 1 May 2026 as well. The important thing that you need to note down is if you apply in round 1 and your application is rejected, you cannot reapply in round 2. You can only get 1 chance per year. So depending on the period that you choose, just know that you still have to wait for a year if you are not accepted for the scholarship for that year. So make sure that you prepare your documents carefully and apply as early as possible. I always talk about how these days scholarships are now so competitive that sometimes the institutions that are hosting these scholarships have to close applications earlier because they would have received an overwhelming amount of students that would have applied. So do not wait for last minute to apply. Apply on time. Now let's go over how the application process is. So the step 1 is to apply for a master's program at the University of Twente. Please do so well to go to their website, check the different programs that they have and the programs that are being supported by the UTS scholarship. You cannot apply for the scholarship without first receiving a conditional or a full admission letter. That means that UTS is that scholarship that requires you to have an admission letter before you apply. And these things are very important to note because most people miss these things and then they are rejected for the scholarships because they haven't met the eligibility criteria. In this instant, having a conditional or a full admission letter. Now, step 2, once you have been admitted and you have your student number, you can apply separately for the UTS scholarship on the website. Step 3, make sure that your application highlights your academic excellence, motivation, and why you belong to the top 5 to 10% of your class. You also need to have some self-awareness and proof of excellence because these things are key here. If you're interested in the Kipaji Scholarship, remember to indicate it in your motivation letter so that you are recommended for the Kipaji Scholarship. Now, the cost of living in the Netherlands in general are affordable. A quick but important reminder is that the University of Twente Scholarship is not a full scholarship. So before applying, make sure you have carefully reviewed the estimated costs, how much the University of Twente will cover, and how much you need to cover for yourself. So things like rent, insurance, food, and transport, you need to calculate for them. and the scholarship helps, but you still need to support yourself or demonstrate that you can support or cover the rest of your expenses. So one thing that I want you to note is that the scholarship is not fully funded. That means you have to cover some cost. And if you cannot, sometimes it's advised not to apply until you're able to cover the remaining part. So to wrap it all up, the University of Twente Scholarship is an amazing opportunity for or EEA students who are aiming high, academically excellent, and ready to make an impact. So with this financial support that the UTS scholarship offers, honors program opportunities, and even the possibility of an additional Kipaji scholarship, the scholarship sets you up for success. It also helps you with the cost that you cannot cover yourself if you're a self-funding student. So if you're planning to study in the Netherlands don't miss this chance. Mark the deadlines, prepare your documents early, and give it your best shot. So I would also like to point out that for more details, you can always reach out to the University of Twente International Office at International Office Scholarship at utwente.nl. I have written it in this video. With that, I hope I have given you an idea of what the University of Twente Scholarship is. Thank you for watching, and if you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share with anyone who might benefit. Good luck with your application, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye. Ciao.